We are live. Welcome back to High Consciousness Podcast. Got your Poppy Lynn co-host. Wow, messed up.
It's all good. We here. We
Wait.
do it live. Nope, that's it. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, yo. I'm trying to make sure that we could mix the music up a little bit here. What up? What up? We back at it again. Thank you for coming through with us. I was trying to fix our banners, to be honest, so y'all can see our names, but you guys already know who we are. If you come here frequent, if you've come here once, if you've come here twice, listen, we appreciate it. We are just here to spread knowledge and spread wisdom and spread love. You feel me? That's what it's all about. Poppy Lynn in the house.
Misfit T, you know what to do.
You know what it do, baby boo. Trying to get through. And y'all already a video, which is most likely YouTube. We are here at episode 14, Paganism and Holidays. We're not going to dive right back in. We're going to talk real quick about a recap of episode 13. Just a quick recap, nothing crazy. I mean, we thank you. I appreciate that. We touched base on episode 13 around, wow, why am I having like a brain fart? Hello, is anybody there? What did we talk about again? Oh, toxic relationships. Yes, toxic relationships. Yeah, that's a good topic. You know, we always circling back around that, you know. So don't think you're gonna expect the next episode, because you may not. You know what I'm saying? Like we like to just have an open platform and be able to discuss different topics, whether they correlate to each other or whether they don't, but they all really do, because it's all about spiritual, physical, and what's the other one? Mental, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah, so but yeah, it all kind of, as I stated on last episode, continuity, man. Everything just connects, and it works, it bounces off one another. So yeah, any thoughts, T, on episode 13?
Nah, just leave.
Why you seem so over it? Like,
because I don't know.
are you?
There's certain things that needs to be expanded upon, and then there's other things that's like, why am I gonna put up? Just leave.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Yep. But we come on here to have those conversations because somebody got to put a spotlight on it. We're not the only ones, for sure, but it's simple. It's quick and simple. I think us as humans make things hard, which is normal. But
Yes, for no reason other than drama.
Yeah,
I don't do
the
that.
thrill of it. I like the thrill of it.
So there's the waste of it.
Yeah. Oh, you could rename this. Have a recap song though. But yeah, I mean, we could dive right in. Actually, take it away. Quote of the day.
Okay. Quote of the day is from the good Old Testament. Those who know why I say Old Testament, well, I don't really believe we should even be in a new covenant. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get to it. Thus saith Hashem.
Thanks.
Do not learn the way of the nations. Do not be frightened by the sign of the heavens, though the nations are frightened by them. For the practices of the nations are foolish. For one takes wood that he cuts down from the forest, fashioned by an artisan with an adze, embellishes it with silver and gold, fastens it with nails and with hammers, so that it does not come apart. They are like sculpted palm tree. They do not speak. They are carried about, for they cannot walk. Do not fear them, for they can do no harm, nor can they do good. That's Isaiah, book 10, verse 2 to 5. Did I say Isaiah or Jeremiah?
You said Isaiah.
Cut that out. That is Jeremiah book 10, verse 2 to 5.
Yes, that was very
There you
deep.
go.
I feel like
There you go.
listening to it around this time, it kind of gave me a deeper message for sure. Especially along the lines of can't do no harm, no good, don't fear it. Flashy things came up too, and that's what that holiday in itself brings. Especially now, it's definitely it's rooted. It's rooted, but yeah, I mean, if you don't mind elaborating a little bit
I
more
got you.
on that, but it can be now, it can be whenever you want to bring it back around.
Nope, going right to it. Nope, got here playing around. Look, it's all about paganism today, guys. All right,
Yes.
paganism and holidays, and then hopefully you can put two and two together. Now, I know for me personally, and I know a lot of other people, we celebrated holidays because we were kids. It was nice.
Yeah.
Spending
Traditions.
time with the family, traditions and stuff like
Generational
that, and
traditions. Yeah.
generational. And it's your parents and your grandparents. I get it. It's nice and cute. Okay. But at some point, you realize you grow up and you're like, oh, wait a minute, Santa Claus isn't real. Wait a minute, so the Easter Bunny's not real? The Tooth Fairy's not real? What else have you guys been just doing because it's for the kids?
I'm gonna make sure I put on YouTube, not for kids. Before parents start wilding.
Yeah, for sure.
You're ruining my kids' dreams. Yes, that's right. We are here to put them on fire.
So is
Take
Sexy
them
Red,
away.
but no one's stopping
right,
that.
but no one's stopping
go.
her.
All right.
Don't start. Don't get me. Don't boil my blood.
Okay. The reason I say that, all right.
Yeah.
So when Christianity first became popping, okay, on the 3rd or 4th century, when it started to pop off, they considered paganism to be anything that wasn't their religion. Okay, literally anything. Whether it was the worshiping of multiple gods, which is polytheism, which ironically is majority of religions, such as the Roman Empire, which just evolved into Catholicism. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The Greek Empire, which just becomes the Greco-Roman Empire, which is the same thing. Hinduism. Shit. Honestly, straight down into the modern. Yep, modern Christianity. Islam, they still are monotheist. I'm not gonna say they aren't. It's just a extra layer of we believe that this guy exists, and we all gotta agree that he existed, but he's not the prophet. This is our prophet.
Right.
I'm not gonna discredit them. Peace be upon him, of course. And I respect all your religions. All right, guys. Just
yeah.
I respect all your religions. I just have the balls to talk about every single one. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. If your God isn't the God that created oxygen, I'm sorry, bro. Like, it is what it is.
Reevaluate that one.
I'm sorry. It is what it is. I can't understand. I can't actually. People back in the day used to look up, and this is relative to the 3rd and 4th century, guys. All right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Don't get your panties in a bunch.
It all goes in together.
People will look up at the heavens, see the planets and the stars, and they would get divinations from them. They would go to a hand reader or a star caller or whatever you want to call it to get their quote unquote horoscopes.
Right, like the people around them.
Yes.
That had these gifts, because they are also gifts. Well, bad ones.
Pagans.
But...
No, no. It's good. No. All of it. It's fuckery. All right, it's all fuckery. And I could probably say that because it's not like I'm saying anything crazy. Let's break into it. Many religions just use the same story, just a different name. Like, we celebrate Easter, right? Which is supposed to be an Easter bunny. But if you look into it, it's really just about, it's supposed to be the resurrection of Christ. Cool. You dig deeper, it ends up being the fertility and like related to the goddess of love. It could be Egyptians, it could be the Babylonians, all have a certain fertility goddess. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the one for Romans is Venus, is the goddess of fertility. So different names, same reasons for existing. Cool. The further you look into these things, you're like, wait a minute, why am I going to worship this god and this goddess and that god and this goddess? And I could just, go back to the word and just go to the one thing. In my opinion, I'm not a professional.
Yeah,
So,
Venus. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yes.
No,
Venus,
I just was gonna validate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta look
These
it up.
stars. Yeah, we looked it up. Look, these stars: Venus, Mercury, Mars, Uranus, Saturn, Pluto. They're all named after gods.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna sum this up as quick as possible. Just the belief in multiple gods, polytheism, is paganism. Even now, modern paganism would be the belief in nature, as they put it, like I wouldn't earthly religions or the sun and the moon, worshiping stuff like that. That's paganism. Instead of worshiping the creator, we're worshiping the creation.
Mm-hmm. Even celebrities, right? You could worship your own mother, like, and that's a little bit different. But maybe I should use a different example. Even like other people, that's what I'm really trying to get at. Like, you can, and that's part of like us worshiping celebrities and putting them on our walls and hanging them up and doing all of that is another form of worshiping false prophets, essentially.
Excuse me.
Now I gotta cut that.
No, you don't.
False prophets, essentially.
Nah, leave that in there.
Nah, yo, they're gonna be like, yo, he needs to get checked out. Every episode he burping.
Hey, man. Because I eat properly.
Because he eating, right? He eating and he's showing up,
Yeah, my intestines are working. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yo, you funny as hell, dog. Nah, we here for the excuse me's, so you're good.
Even I have manners. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a dick.
The people know, and if you don't know, now you know.
The reason, think about it, they're called idols for a reason.
Yes.
American Idol, British
You're
Got
idolizing.
Talent. Yeah, you're literally idolizing. Again, the creation.
Not the
creator. We are literally all God's creation.
Right? Idolize, admire, revere, or love greatly, or excessively. Just so you know.
Thank you for letting the audience know. Okay. Yeah. So the more you look, the more it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, I'm not just saying this to bullshit or just to downplay anything or whatever. Because even back in the day, when it was pagan to be a part of a non-Christian religion, that means if you believed in Islam, Judaism, anything, they would consider you a pagan. Okay? It's mostly believed, or I should say presumed, that it's based on a belief of a false god. So when people hear that word, it's like, oh yeah, you're belittling my religion. How are you going to say that about my culture? Like, I can say that about yours. That's true. You can. But if you just say polytheism, which is the belief of many gods, I mean, I don't see the issue of saying, hey, this should be the definition of one thing. Okay, so when it comes to holidays, let's fast forward. Let's go to holidays. One that just recently passed was Christmas. Okay, now even the origin of Christmas is all over the place. You can look it up right now, or we'll just give me a couple seconds. Tell you what's good. Fix it, Mike.
We're gonna have to cut that a little bit. Sorry, we're gonna have to crop that because my mic, I hit it by accident.
Oh yeah, it sounded like you farted. I'll let it slide. Yeah. It's cool.
Nah.
Yeah. God, man. I heard it, but I got headphones, So. Anyway, there's two dates for like the birth of Christ. One is supposed to be December 25th. Also, if you look into other religions, it's the winter solstice, right? The birth of the sun, basically, where now it starts to journey across the skies, and when it reaches the highest point, which is usually the summer solstice, I think it's somewhere in July, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's July.
Yeah, it should be.
That's all just worshiping the sun, really, another creation, right? Or is it supposed to be Easter, the resurrection of Christ? Again, we talked about it. Easter, Ishtar, blah blah blah. You look into to Jesus, it's also another story of Babylonian religion. Okay, anybody that wants to get familiar with Assyrians or Babylonians, they were the ones that constructed the Tower of Babel. Okay, back when we all spoke one language, cool with one another. This dude who wanted to become God basically was building a ladder to heaven, and God didn't like that. He was like, "Yo," paraphrasing, "Yo, I can't stand when y'all just do this. I let y'all be free, and you always do some fuckery. All right, now I got to scatter you guys, create different languages. We're all humans at the end of the day, but people who don't understand what I'm saying, who don't speak English, it probably sounds like Somalian. That's for people who play The Sims. It just sounds like a bunch of gibberish. Same way if you hear a different language, Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, Russian, German, same thing, bro. But we're all humans. With that being said, there's other religions such as I said not religions, holidays that people just do just because, oh, it's cute. We should just do this thing because everyone else is doing it. Don't be a Debbie Downer. Oh, let's talk about Valentine's Day. Let's talk about
that. You literally went into it as I was writing it on my thing. Yeah.
I have a feeling.
Hold on, before you dive into Valentine's Day, I got a couple things to say around what you just stated, because I think it's very important to tie this back into how this constantly goes back to the Roman Catholic century, and it goes back to the Roman Catholics, and how we as humans, right, we have to understand there is enslavement that went on with that, and ever since we got enslaved, this is all we know, right? So this is all we know, this is what we're taught, and none of us sit here and take the time to actually step back and be like, wait, what am I being taught? Or hey, what is this, right? Or where is this coming from? Why are we doing this, right? The why behind things. And this is why we're here, to have these conversations, because we're presenting you the why behind these things. But it's very important to know that, yes, you want to talk about Black culture, you want to talk about Black Israelites, you want to talk about just in general enslavement. Christianity was the one thing that everybody was preaching, but nobody could ask why, because it was coming from, again, the Romans, right? So this can go very deep back, but I just wanted to mention that because that's mainly part of it, right? Like we get taught these things and then we don't question these things, or and we just, as kids we don't have choices, as T stated. But now that we're older, like, yeah, let's talk about this. Like what is this really? And this is all on the internet. Like there's reels out there, there's TikTok. You can dive into a big hole on TikTok. Obviously you want to do your own research, right? You want to go ahead and make sure that you're looking at keywords and things that you can find out more about. But the minute that you start just digging deeper, like you get more out of it. And St. Valentine's, go ahead, T. Like again, like just this is all tying back into one another. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick because it was in the tip of my brain.
Well, I'll add on to that because there's a lot of things that I could like bombard people with, but it's a little too much. I know
Yeah,
there's different ways that people learn. Personally, I learn by doing, so if
right,
that includes me having to sit there and actually look up the definition of certain words or
right,
how
yeah.
does this relate, it makes more sense. But I'll just add on the December 25th, back in like the Roman festivals and stuff like that. It marks the return of longer days after the winter solstice, and it's known as
Hold on, my shit's
Saturnalia.
acting up. Hold on.
I mean, they can still hear me. Yep.
All right.
Shit.
Winter solstice.
Yes, it's also known as Saturnalia, and that was a Roman festival, and that took place before the 1300s in the Roman Empire. And that's when people would feast and exchange gifts. Christmas. I'm not a Roman. Why the fuck are we doing this? Right? People gotta look at history and go, okay, what happened before that? Who was I before that? Because we're humans, right? We're all born the same way, usually. Now they're having test tube babies. It's cool. But we're usually born the same way. So, who are we before this? Who are we before the year 0 AD? What did people do? Because we weren't all in straw hats and sticks and mud. And that's a fact. Like,
Yeah.
look this shit up. Another god was born on this day, and the Roman soldiers also worship that. It's known as Mithra. I'm not familiar with the Roman pantheon, but I'm a little bit more familiar with the Greeks. You know, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, obviously. And think about that, bro. Like our calendar, we get it from them.
Even
How
February.
to?
Oh, God.
No, the straight up the calendar is from the Gregorian
Oh yes,
calendar
yes,
is
yes,
from them.
yes. It's from them. Everything is from them. Our history is from them. Our like the things that they teach in schools is from them. And this is what I say. Cognitive dissonance is real. You feel me? Like is really real because if you don't want to accept the truth and you want to stay in that hole and you want to just believe what you were taught and what it is, like if you don't, it's honestly it's really called doing that work, right? It's called doing that work. We're about to start calling it that, doing that work, because we get these things put in our face, right? We come into this world and this is already here, and there's generations of this. We are not the first, and our ancestors knew this too. And there's a lot of spiritual things that happen in this world that we most of us are not aware of. Just a few of us are. And you know I say doing that work because you have to sit down and want to search and know more. It's really only you that can do that for you. He did it for himself. I had to do it for myself. I'm still doing it for myself. I don't know everything. I'm never gonna know everything, but let me tell you one thing: I am gonna question everything, and that's the portion of it, questioning things, right? And that's why I say, now that 2020 happened, all right, cool. Now we want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Now we want to talk about, oh shit, like we really just saw a white cop kill a black man. Like we really want to dive in as a culture and be activists and stand up for something, right? Now we want to be all with free Palestine and all this, that, and the third. But you are only solely focusing on what is given again to you. You're not going out of your way to look back and see how this all connects. Everything connects. Everything connects. And, you know, we want to be all about that, but none of us want to sit here and be like, all right, let's have the tough conversations. Okay, let's have the open dialogue. Like, okay, let's look into your religion. Okay, why do you preach that? Okay, have you ever looked into this? Like, the problem is that us as humans, we're so stuck in where we're at that sometimes we're not even open in and open. You say you're open, but then you get defensive because now you feel like we're attacking or we're disrespecting, when no, in reality it's just, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because it's not just Christianity that's out there, as T stated from the beginning, the Old Testament, right? But we're really talking about the Torah. Now the Torah has so many different definitions, so now you got to look into that too, right? But as you continue to open one door, the other will open up for you, because this information is not hidden. It is out there, right? Just like I found it, T found it. I can just literally search it up right now. I can pull it up. We have the tools, and we can only get better if we continue to have these tough conversations, and be open to understanding what went on before us. Like, I think we also get too attached to that it's like it's mine, but it's like, no, you're just here to serve a purpose, right? Like, so find that, seek that, and you will come across what you need to continue to be enlightened, because it's all about the path to enlightenment and freeing yourself. Really, slaves weren't able to read. Like, come on, bro.
Yep.
Like, it hurt. Like, that
It
hurts.
was illegal. It literally was a law, illegal.
Like, that hurts. Cops. Let's look back at where cops originated from. They were patrolling the streets to make sure black people weren't getting away. They were being paid by the masters. We're still in the same system. Like, I don't understand when we're gonna get it. And I'm getting very passionate because this is this has been a long time coming for me to come on here and really want to express myself and say these things, but it's the truth. And we're gonna continue to talk about the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. The ones that do will come, though, and that's who we're here for. That's who we do it for. Moment of silence.
That's how you need to silence sometimes. If you only need to sit in there sometimes.
Yeah.
You really need to sit in there sometimes. However, it's up to them at the end of the day. Keep walking around just doing what you're told. Next thing you know, you got the jab, and then you got the jab, but then we have like 17 million migrants coming through. Allowed through. Getting the jab.
Mm-hmm. But that's how you know it's also a setup, man. Like, come on, they push that in commercials. You get a free donut, you get $1,000 off your next purchase, you get free groceries, you get this, that, and the third. They literally sold you something that was not for you, that had no type of enough research, right? Like, even the ones that do have enough research, still we see that have like, you're putting it's called mercury in you. Like, you think that's okay? And it's like, again, they sold you something, you took it, you bought it, and now, like, look, I know my boy Los, his name is Los, official loaded Los, follow him on Instagram, but I know he's been doing some research to try to see how you can like basically cleanse yourself and your body from all those toxins. Sorry if y'all hear my text messages. They're kind of going. But yeah, he has a book out there that he's talking about how to cleanse your body.
What do you
All
got
right.
on? What do you got on Valentine's Day?
Um.
Before
Yeah.
I say something about ancient Rome.
I mean, go ahead. I'm gonna pull up my
Nah, go ahead.
I just literally looked it up with the hold on. I'm trying to look up the festival. Lupercalia.
Lupercalia.
Lupercalia. Yeah, it just to make it sure, you guys can look up the word. But on TikTok, and a few of you, I mean, whoever follows me and sees this and follows my Instagram, you saw. But I posted up I think it's a show or I think it's a movie, one of those two. Um, but she was talking about how where it originated from and how it's from an actual festival that used to beat women to see if they could be fertile or if it helped them find love or whatever it was. But that's where it originated from. um and again, Roman Empire. So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of mention that because we've mentioned basically everything else. But even here it says the festival was originally known as February, after and you see where we get our names from, the months. Telling you, it always goes back to something, man. It always goes back to something. Um, which is the month during which the festival occurred. Um, they would purge, and this is the word that they would use. They would purge, and they would do that with animals. They would do that with sacrifices. Again, the goat was one of their altars. Um, and yeah, but again, it's just everything correlates together, man.
Yep. Also a celebration of Juno, pagan goddess of love and marriage. Another one.
I didn't know that part.
Another one. Yeah, and we're just celebrating the stuff. Like, we're not. Are we Americans or are we Romans? Like, what are we doing? Like, what?
Hold on,
I want to know what people are on.
Sorry.
Man.
Stroke. Yeah, me too. Me too. But no, my whole thing is just like, man, if you're gonna talk about one thing, you gotta talk about the other, man. You can't just like be like, I support Black lives, yes, and then not understand who enslaved us.
I'm trying to find the definition for. So there's before Webster's dictionary, the definition of American is like the autochthonous inhabitant of the continent of North America. Like, it's something along those lines. I'm trying to remember.
Well, as you do that, also Saint Valentine was a saint, and he also was part of the whole sacrificing of women, and which is Valentine.
He's just a saint because they told him. They told you he's a saint. And you're just like, yeah.
I am a god.
I am. I just told you who I was.
A god. He was a saint. And again, Roman Christian. And listen, man, to my Christians, I love y'all. I love y'all, but we gotta have these conversations, man. We gotta have these conversations.
Look into your history and then decide if you want to be a Christian.
Yep.
That
And I
bothers me
don't.
too sometimes. People be like, "Oh, Christianity, they were over in Africa even before slavery," and it's like,
Nah, bro. Nah. You really gotta look past that. Or not even that. Like if it's hard to accept that part, then okay. It's not bad to believe in God, right? Like you still, but you're just not looking into the history of who where does it really stem from? Like God is a consciousness. God is literally, we have a little bit of him in us. He created everything. He created our grass, our food, our vegetation, right? Like all of this. And some people would try to fight and say, oh yeah, but how can you believe something that you can't see? And to me is like, well,
do you believe in microwaves? Can you see microwaves with your human eye?
do you see the waves, the radio waves? Like,
They definitely exist.
can you see air? Air's here. Can you see
Air,
air?
can you see air? You
That's
can see
different.
condensation and perspiration and
Right, like he shows in
steam
different ways.
evaporation. You can
Right.
see it.
It's all spiritual, man. It's all spiritual, and that's
All these
fine. All
all these
these
things
what?
can be explained. I'm about to say all these things can be explained. Found it. American definition from 1828 Webster Dictionary. American, noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Meaning, they change definitions for words all the time. You just gotta look up the origin, the etymology of a word. It really helps. Like, words mean things, guys. You gotta stop this nonsense.
Right, and just because the definition changed does not justify what the word at some point was utilized for. So
Eventually, you'll start waking up, start seeing the Agent Smiths. You'll be like,
gotta dodge the matrix. Oh,
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 oh. You can't do travel until you get this jab.
roll,
No.
roll.
Oh, you can't have a cookout. Too many people in your family.
That is real life, yo. It's real life.
I'm not falling for that shit, man.
Nope. We did it already. We did. And we had to get out. We had to get out.
Listen.
But not everybody's chosen, so it's fine.
Right. I think if people could understand that, hey, listen, I'll respect you as long as you respect me, right? And we could focus on a main goal. You could all get together and agree on one thing. Like, it's universal good and evil. There's universal things about good and evil. I think most of the issues that are arising, especially over here in the West, I think people just got too much free time. As hard as it might be to believe, oh, we're working overtime. You have 40, 50 hours, 60, 70 hours of work sometimes. Low-key, it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, it can really be frustrating when it comes to...
I think what helped... No, sorry, go ahead. I would say it after.
Go ahead. Yeah, you know how I speak.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Take my time. You can't throw this on and expect me to start speaking all fast, quick and witty, man.
Quick and witty.
But I think the frustration comes from definitely the lack of understanding. And Like I said before, Tower of Babel. You know what I'm saying? At some point, even to this day, I may not be a fluent in, Espanol. You know what I'm saying? No hablo
Oh,
poquito. You know what I'm saying? But entiendo. You
it-
know what I'm saying? Let's slow down a little bit.
very.
You know what I'm saying? Let's take it easy.
Slow down a little bit and
Slow
don't
down.
talk to me fast and crazy.
But I'll always give that respect of who I'm talking to, or like if you need something, you need directions, whatever. I got you. Let me see you. You have a smartphone? Let me check your phone. Damn, everything's in Spanish. It's all right. I'll figure this out. It could be a little frustrating, but if you just take a step back, realize that we're all humans at the end of the day. Most of us.
Facts. We gotta say that now. We're in 2024. No.
Most of us. We can all relate, bro. And
Yeah.
that's really all it is. Like none of this involves, oh, my religion's better than yours, or I get this because my religion tells me to do this. It's pure, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not courtesy, like pure compassion. I just know that if I were in your shoes, I would want someone to do this for me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
same.
saying?
That's where our intentions come from, and that's the thing, we understand that because we're just like everyone, like we're like everyone else, just like you, right? Whoever's listening, and we went through our fair share of pain, right? Like looking back at, and we still do, looking back at history, it hurts to know. We're just gonna leave it there. Period. It hurts to know, right? But
That's
we do this for the us, right? For the little us, and for the big us, and for the us that didn't have this, right? Or just in general, had to find their village, right? And also just be open. It really starts with feedback, right? For me, I was a very ignorant person, and it wasn't until my cousins and my sisters like went ahead and really gave me feedback, and I was able to, sit in it. And sometimes you just have to sit in it. And again, it just goes back to doing the work. And we're very compassionate people. We're very real. We're honest, right? We have morals. We have values. We stick to those values. We've taken the time to do that work. We take care of ourselves. We're not bad people. We're really nice people. We're really good people. But we're also not going to sit here and be like, okay, well, if you think something of us, like, that's on you. If you're not willing to have that conversation and be open, that's on you. Everything just, again, goes back to you, right? If you want to sit in whatever you were taught, that's on you too, But just know that consequences come with that action and that choice and just that route, right? Just as for us, we know, right? And our consequences is that it sucks. Like it hurts, and
definitely hurts.
it's not a good feeling,
Definitely hurts.
but we got to do it. We got to know more, and this is just our journey, right? So everybody has a choice, and we will always preach that, because we're not here to divide or separate or even create segregation. We're here to unite and be able to put our guard down and say, hey, maybe this does need a conversation, so
Yeah, it's true. We just always love our neighbors, and you can do whatever you want behind closed doors. It's never been an issue.
right.
It's like being forced a perspective and having to deal with that. Like, I don't care. I don't care, as long as you don't harm anyone, you don't project negativity. You know what I'm saying? Just you do what you do, I do what I do. We keep everything going. Everything is, even though everything is burning,
Nice.
it's okay. We just need more people to realize things are burning. And we gotta,
Yes, and we gotta try to put this
that
fire out.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
one thing at a time. You know what time it is. You hear
you know
that
what
tune?
time it is. You hear that tune? Actually, I'm gonna rebrand this. Well, we know that that's the ending. Let's talk to the end, eh? And if you got to the end, we appreciate you well. I hope you have a good day and stay very well. Nah, seriously, thank you for joining, guys, and we hope you took something away as always. You know, our key takeaways will we put on our reels, so stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram, you know the vibes. Follow, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell Misfit T to tell a friend.
Shit.
Y'all know the vibe. We is out.
My friends know.
Why?
All right, y'all. Peace.